guys, welcome back. I wanted to show you what I picked up on Sunday. It was the arcade game that I went and picked up, and I came up with what I plan on doing with it. Just found this tag on the floor for a G07 monitor. Okay, so let me show you what I picked up. Like I said, I already have this game. It has been converted, so not a lot of the original parts are in it. So it's been converted to a Last Duel, which I have no idea what that game is. This is an actual kangaroo cabinet. Originally it was a kangaroo. You could see some kangaroo screen burn on the screen. I don't know if the monitor works. I honestly have not even opened the cabinet up yet. I just put it in here last night. When I picked it up, I didn't open it up. They asked me if I wanted it to open up, and I was like, what for? It's a $100 cabinet. So I paid $100 for it. Came with everything, you know, the monitor, coin door, all this stuff is here. Missing a button for the coin reject. Got a coin box with part of the piece for the coin return. The cabinet's actually in really good shape. The bottom laminate is coming off, okay? So chances are that'll probably just get peeled off and painted. Not sure yet. Guess I could. Yeah, it's cracked right there. That would get peeled off and painted. So let's take a look inside before I show or tell you what I'm going to do with this thing. I was buying it just to take the monitor out of it, and I didn't know what I was going to do with the cabinet. But the cabinet's actually in pretty damn good shape. Top's nice and everything. I haven't looked inside yet, but the top and everything's nice. So let's open it back up and take a look back there. See what's actually in here. It's screwed in. It's screwed shut, of course. So you need to unscrew it. I got my drill here. What do we have for screws? Looks like there's just two on the top here. All right, so let's see what we got here. I know that there's no PCB. There were some pictures of it online, the inside, but I really didn't pay much attention to it. Okay, so we have monitor here, which is a, I believe, yeah, this is a, it's a G07. That's where this tag must have fallen out of the cabinet when I took the cabinet out of the van. So it is a G07. It is a CBO, I think it is. So the monitor's in here. I don't know if it works or not. There is a switching power supply. Looks like the original harness for Kangaroo is here as far as the power harness, which goes up to the switch and over to the monitor here. So these are all original wires. We have the original power brick down here. Piece of paper, which don't know what that is. Oh, look. Found a coin reject button. Okay, so it looks like we're missing the spring and another piece or two for that, which I'm sure I have. Got a piece of foam. So no PCB. The original power supply for Kangaroo, it went here, and then the PCB went over there. I don't know what that's all about. But so there's somebody put a switching power supply in here. They put a JAMA harness in here. Apparently that game ran off of JAMA. The control panel, you could see the original button holes. Does it still have the little player 1 and player 2 start buttons? No, it does not. Okay. I mean, I'm sure the holes are still drilled in the control panel. They're just covered up by that control. So we got the power switch here. Like I said, we got our wires running up there. I'm imagining there is a marquee light in there. And speaker wire should be here as well, which I think is the white and the brown. I believe these two are speaker wire here. So that's all there, which is good. Power bricks here, which is good. We don't have a harness, which is fine for what I'm doing. So I think this is a good start for $100. This monitor, let's plug it in. Let me make sure that nothing is screwed up or touching anything on the monitor. All right, let's plug it in. Let's just see if the monitor has any life or not. I have no idea. I didn't even ask. All right, power cord's shitty. All right, let's turn it on. I don't hear anything, but I do think I hear the marquee light. Okay, yeah, marquee light works, so that's a good thing. It's actually a pretty cool looking marquee. So it looks like the monitor is dead. I don't see any neck glow. Hopefully that. Yeah, there's no neck glow. Okay, monitor is dead. Not a big deal. Figure it out. It is a G07, so all right, I'm gonna turn it off. No point in running any longer. So marquee light works, monitor is dead. Obviously the power supply down there probably works. So let me go back around the front of the cabinet. I'm gonna tell you what I plan on doing with this. Like it, oh yeah, let's look at the bottom real quick. Bottom looks good, solid. Dirty, but solid. Looks like somebody screwed this back on here, so we could fix that up properly. It's kind of a half-assed job, but not a big deal. Other than that, I mean, it's a pretty damn clean cabinet. I'll tell you what, it's better than the Kangaroo I started with. It's better than the Dig Dug I started with too. That thing was a pile of crap. So, what my thoughts are is Kangaroo and Dig Dug are the two main games that came in this style cabinet. Now, another game that came in this exact cabinet is called Arabian. So, I decided last night, screw it, I'm gonna turn it into an Arabian, because if I turn it back into a Kangaroo, what is it worth? You know what I mean, $500-600, and probably would cost me more to convert it back to a Kangaroo and sell it than it would be for me to just convert it to something different. So I am going to convert it to an Arabian. I found a PCB on Klov, KLOV, bought it for $300, shipped. It works. I mean, he tested it a while ago, so hopefully it works. Supposedly this old game has the side art already printed and a control panel overlay. So I ordered those. Screen bezel, obviously I couldn't find one because, you know, it would be printed on the back side of the glass. So Escape Pod is reverse printing a piece of vinyl, so I'll stick it onto the back side of this glass. And also I bought a complete marquee from Escape Pod as well. So basically I have everything to turn it into an Arabian, fairly cheap. Obviously the cabinet's not a real Arabian cabinet, but I don't know what distinguishes these, if there is a way to distinguish these. There's no tags inside these cabinets saying what they were. Like a Midway game, you know, you'd have a tag in there that said Tapper or Root Beer Tapper or Budweiser Tapper. You know, I think it just said Tapper or Root Beer Tapper. You know, Tron had a tag in there. These don't have any sort of a tag on them, so I don't know if they did that with these games or not, but you can see on the side here through the black paint that you can see the Kangaroo artwork. So basically that all gets stripped off and put the Arabian side art on. Let's look in the back, because like I said, I don't know. If anybody knows, please message and tell me, because I'm curious to know. Like, there is a serial number here. Now, there's a model number, so maybe this model number, maybe I should Google this model number. Maybe this comes up as a Kangaroo. So let me do that real quick. So maybe this is what's going to distinguish it being a Kangaroo right here. Somebody has a tag stapled on here or nailed on here from Fun and Games Association, Boardman Plaza, Youngstown, Ohio. That's only about an hour from me. So this game has been local to here for who knows how long. There's no date on the tag, but there is a phone number. I wonder if I called that number, if that's still in service or not. I don't know. I've never heard of the place. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna Google this in a couple minutes and see if 367XX comes up as kangaroo. Or would it be the serial number, the UR06802? I think the serial number would be what is on the power brick and the PCB, and I think the model number would be what game was in it. But anyways, I'm going to turn it into an Arabian because I don't want to put this back into a kangaroo and have a game that's really not worth a lot, and try to sell it. And I think it would be pretty cool, and that's some pretty badass artwork on Arabian. I've never personally played the game, but when I came up with this cabinet, I was like, screw it, let's just try it. Let me look that up real quick. Give me a couple minutes, I'll be back and I'll let you know what those numbers mean. Okay, yes, the 367XX comes back, and it is a kangaroo. And they made just over 9,800 of them, so just under 10,000 kangaroo cabinets they made. So I think one getting converted is not going to hurt anything. At least I'm going to do a conversion that is the identical shape and size cabinet that it would have came in. It's not like I'm taking this cabinet here and turning it into a Tapper. So at least I'm keeping it in the same thing. So that's what we're going to do with this game. Really not much more to talk about it. I mean, nothing to see as far as it running or anything like that. It does have the cardboard bezel in it still, which is nice. And it looks like it's in good shape. So we'll be able to reuse that. We'll be able to reuse this glass. Control panel, we'll have to weld in some holes. We can actually open the control panel. Look at that. We're gonna have to weld some holes in for that, because it should be the exact same control setup as Kangaroo or Dig Dug, with the joystick in the middle, with the button on each side, and then a player 1 and player 2 start. They all should be the same. Bunch of spider webs in here. So let's look at this and see what they did on the inside here. Let me know what you guys think about me converting it to that. Good idea? Dumb idea? I guess it's too late now. I already ordered the parts. Kind of hard to see here. But we have our joystick hole right here. The 4 square holes are still there, which is good. Nobody screwed those up. Somebody did put holes for these little carriage bolts, which we're going to have to weld in. Okay, so we have the original button here, original button hole there. So those 2 are there, which is good. Unfortunately, we might have a problem with the player 1 and player 2 start. Let's take this joystick out real quick. I'm curious to see if they drilled the damn joystick hole through one of those 2 holes, which that's going to be a little bit of a hard thing to fix, but we will fix it. We will get it fixed. And of course they used different size nuts on the joystick. Looks like maybe like 11/32 and like 5/16 maybe. Maybe a 3/8 and a 5/16. Yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys think about doing a conversion. If you think it's a good idea. I mean, like I said, I'm doing it regardless, but I'm just curious as to what people's thoughts are on it. Also, I got the chips in for the Tapper today. So I want to, when we get to the end of this video, I want to go in the basement. I want to put those 3 chips that I socketed on that Tapper board into the Tapper, put it in the cabinet, and see if we fix the audio problem, that thump. If we did, then I could put the game back together, and we'll be done with that. There'll be another one repaired. Okay, those 2 nuts on the bottom are 11/32. So 3 different size nuts they used on this cabinet. Now, these little carriage bolts that hold these joysticks in, I always save them because they are a very common size used in a lot of these games that held the joysticks in place originally. So if you sand them down, you can paint them black again and you don't have to buy new ones, because you can't buy these in the store. Home Depot and Lowe's don't sell them. You got to order them from Arcade Shop or find them online. But they're a very small carriage bolt, so I always save those. Even if I don't do anything with them right now, I just throw them in a bucket and I clean them as I need them. You'll notice, like on a metal control panel, these are shorter than they would be on a wood control panel, because obviously you don't need an 1.5 inch long carriage bolt on a metal control panel. And these have 2 different size carriage bolts. Yep, nope, sweet. Okay, player 1 and player 2 starter way up there. They're both there. Awesome. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 holes to fill in. This thing has been more than just this game. There's a hole down here that's not populated and a hole over here that's not populated. So this has been a couple different games. Is it gonna suck to weld all those? Sure is, but we'll take our time. I used to weld those things fully shut. When I would weld the control panels, I would fill the hole all the way around, you know, once I had a metal plug. I don't do that anymore. I spot weld them because it gives less heat, and I think it just works a little bit better as far as keeping the warping down. So yeah, we got a lot of holes to weld in. That's gonna suck. That is not going to be a fun day, but we will make it work, because I'm not going to buy another control panel and waste money on that. Now, the only thing I don't have for this to change it into an Arabian is a wiring harness, okay? So I went online last night and I'm looking around, and there's a guy on eBay selling one for $450 for the wiring harness with the power brick at the bottom, which I don't really need the power brick because I have one here and I have another power brick in the house. So I offered him 200 bucks, see what he say. He came back today with 300. And I just politely said, you know, I'm going to pass, because I could technically take a centipede harness and repin it to the edge connector in the right orientation, and it would work for Arabian. Okay, they're the same length pins or connectors and everything. So I was like, oh sweet, I can, you know, redo that harness, save myself a bunch of money. But I found one on eBay, once again, for $140 some plus shipping, but it's got a bunch of ends cut off of it. So it's missing a bunch of ends to the harness. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna waste $140 plus shipping on a harness that's not even have all the plug ends on it. So might be in the same boat as Kickman. We might be making our own wiring harness. This looks fairly easy to make. I just need to buy a couple edge connectors, and then we would have to solder our wire onto the edge connector and slide a shrink tube down it and just shrink tube it, which is not a big deal. So we might end up making this harness as well, because trying to keep costs down. This is a conversion. This isn't, I'm not taking an original Arabian cabinet and putting it back to original. So I don't want to spend thousands of dollars to turn this back into an Arabian. I want it to be under $900 or less to do it. And if I do my own harness, so making my own harness, buying the cabinet, buying the PCB, the artwork, power supply, I have one. I think I have 2 or 3 in the basement. I can use one of those for rebuild it for this. I'm trying to think here how much I would have into it. I think I'd be around 750 bucks if I make my own wiring harness. That doesn't include rebuilding the monitor, which is probably, I don't think it's gonna be a flyback. You know, it's probably the hot's probably blown. Why, I don't know yet. Who knows? I mean, it could be the flyback, there could be a crack in it. I didn't really look at it. But anyways, I might be about 800 bucks into this. I don't really count paint and stuff because, like I said, I have it usually left over from jobs. But if you were to figure in the paint and supplies, you're probably another 100 bucks. So you can definitely would be under 1,000 bucks to do this, which I don't think is bad. You know, once again, let me know what you guys think of that. I'm just really curious to see if you guys think it's a good idea or not. So that's going to be the end of this part of this video. Let's just look at the flyback and just see if by chance there's a crack or something in it. Because obviously if it's not powering on, what is causing it not to power on? You know what I mean? It's not going to be a cap. A cap is not going to cause the monitor to not power on, so we know it's not that. It's going to be something to do with the power. It could be several different things. It could be one of these transistors on the side here. Could be that. Flyback. Well, flyback is nasty looking. It is dirty. I don't know. I mean, looking at it like I am, I can't see anything, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, the flyback is so black with dirt that I can't tell. When I first looked at it, I was like, huh, wonder if it's melted, like black plastic, you know, the white plastic turned black from, you know, the sparks coming out of it or the flame coming out of it, whatever you want to call it. But can't really tell. The monitor is pretty dirty. So we'll rebuild it. We'll take it out. Now that I have the sink hooked up in the basement in my room there, we can take the chassis out. We'll clean it with Simple Green, rebuild it. I'll probably just wash the tube outside because that I'm not even going to try to put a tube in that little utility sink down there. I'll end up breaking the neck or something on it. I didn't hear any squealing or anything like that, so I know that we have something wrong with the chassis itself. Yeah, it's just really dirty, which is fine. It's not a big deal. I've been buying extra parts for everything. So I have several rebuild kits for G07. I bought 3 flybacks for G07s. I bought 3 4900 flybacks. So basically I just stocked up on all the flybacks and rebuild kits for all my monitors, my common monitors that I have in the basement to all my games, because when something goes down, I want to be able to fix it. I don't want to wait a week, 3 days, 5 days to get some parts in the mail to fix it. I'm just sick of doing that. I just want to, when something breaks, I want to be able to get it back up and running right away. So I said, screw it. I just spent the money and bought all that stuff because if a flyback's not bad, I don't change them, you know? There's no reason to. 9 times out of 10, if a monitor is looking like crap, like let's say it's got some wavy line issues or colors are off, or if you're having a hard time focusing, getting a focus, that's probably your flyback more than likely. But chances are the capacitors, the cap kit is going to fix a lot of the dumb little issues you're going to have. Obviously, if your flyback is not going into focus, that's more than likely going to be your flyback. It's probably fucked up, or your tube may be screwed up. I'm not sure. You know, but there's obviously a reason why this is not powering on. So why is the hot blown? Is it just blown because the transistor is old and it just gave out? Could be. You know, you never know. But, you know, you take them out, you wash them, you examine them, you look at the flyback. If you don't physically see any cracks in the flyback, chances are it's probably fine. I don't know that I've had very many flybacks fail on me that didn't crack first, if that makes sense. But I'm sure it's happened to people. I'm sure they do fail and not crack, but I don't know. I mean, I've never had it do that to me. So I bought all that stuff because I know eventually I'm gonna have failures with those parts that I did not replace. So now I have them, so when that day comes, I can quickly fix them and get them back up and running. So now let's go in the basement. Let's put those 3 chips into those sockets that I put on the Tapper board. Let's put it back in Tapper, turn it on, and see if we get that thump fixed. God, I hope so. I'd like to get that thing closed up and put back together and move on to the next thing. I'm still waiting on the parts for the Sinistar. I don't know when those are going to show up. So, all right, let's go in the basement. Okay, we're down in the basement. Here's the PCB. So these are the old chips right here that I took out. I socketed them on that last video. So let's put the new chips in, put it back on the board, put it in the cabinet, and pray that this fixes it. So the chips that I pulled out are 4016B. The chips that I bought are 4016B with an E at the end, which I don't think that really matters. I'll show you around in the room too here. I've got pretty much just about everything organized. I need to organize my toolbox still. Got my gym back. Now I just got to work out. This first chip I put in is one of the legs did not go in the right location. Where the hell is my little screwdriver at? Where did I put my little screwdriver? How did I already lose a tool? Well, I guess I'll use this one. I don't know where the hell I put my screwdriver. Must have used it for something. So this first one I put in, one of the legs did not make it in. And that's what you got to watch for. You see how that flared outwards? Make sure you put them in the right direction. Sometimes these new chips come and the legs are flared out real far. You gotta carefully push them back in so that they fit in the socket correctly. Nope, one leg did not go in correct. Man, these things are kicking my butt. Okay, that looks good. Now, technically, these old chips, one of them or two of them still might be good. I don't know. But we'll probably just get rid of them. But you could test them one at a time. All right. Let's go test this first, and then we'll do a little walk around here. Okay, I just have the board sitting in here very carefully. So we're going to go ahead and power this on now and see if we get the thud or if it is fixed. I have not turned it on yet. I just got to be careful. I don't want to bump the cabinet. I don't want to knock this over and short a chip or something out on the metal down there. So we got to go over here and turn the other games on first, actually, because it's plugged into the circuit with these other couple games. And the interlock switch is still off on the cabinet. So I'm going to turn the lights off just so you can see the picture a little bit better. Let's turn it on and see what happens. All right. I did not hear a thud, which is a good thing. Little tiny bit there, I heard. I think it's gone. I think we got it fixed. I wasn't paying attention. I think it's this one, but I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. Oh boy. I lost too many beers. Darn it. Oh. I don't want to rock the game too much and knock that PCB over. Okay, so this is awesome. It's working. No thumping. The only thing I'm not getting is it's not saving the high scores, so I got to figure that out. But other than that, it's operating well. Monitor looks good. It's actually a little bit out of focus. Let me see if I can't bring that focus in a little bit better. I don't know if on the camera it doesn't look bad at all. I think the bottom knob is focus. Nope, that's screen brightness. That's better. All right, so that is fixed. I'm gonna let it run for a little bit, make sure nothing weird happens. And let's go take a look in the back here. So bar area is just about cleaned up. Oh, by the way, here's a nice looking 4600 monitor. So yeah, I'm just about cleaned up in here. This is a SPY Hunter PCB and power supply. Need to do a little bit more work to that. Here's my toolbox. It's still a mess. Still need to organize this. Just about have the gym back together. I still have to do wood on all the walls and ceiling in here like the rest of the basement, but that's not going to happen until next year. So just getting this back up in order and is good enough for me for this year. So then in here I did a bunch more work. So all my shelves, I got a bunch of monitors up here. This monitor here is what I'm going to use in the Stargate. Like I said, I know nothing about this monitor yet. It's got a little bit of screen burn, not horrible, a little bit. This will be perfect. It's actually from a Williams game. It has a Williams sticker on it. I believe this is a yeah, this is a Geo7. So we're going to rebuild that Geo7, put it in the Stargate. I'll show you, I got a bunch of parts over at the Stargate too. Sink's all hooked up, working, operational. So now we can wash PCBs and stuff. All these shelves are all been organized and everything. These are just more parts and screws, and I mean, you name it, it's down here. Boxes of leg levelers and coin mechs, interlock switches and stuff. Interlock switch covers. I mean, it's just, these are all just parts, just various parts. If you look in here, there's a bunch of like 25-cent things for midway cabinets, midway cabinet door, you know, chutes, various carriage bolts, coin return buttons. I mean, you name it. This is like 11 years of collecting and buying games and selling games, and it's just accumulated to a shit ton. We've got a power brick here. This is an extra one for burger time. This is a quad cutter for T-molding. Bunch of texture T-molding over here. Like I showed you before, these are just a bunch of coin doors down here, and coin boxes and stuff like that. There's extra circuit boards, or not circuit boards, there's extra parts for computers in here for some of the computer games I have going out there. This is still a little bit of a mess over here, but I'm really out of room. Got more monitors up there, some artwork in those tubes and stuff. So this monitor right here, this is a perfect burn-free screen, and I think there's a 4900 chassis on here. I don't feel like taking it down right now, but there's no burn-in on this. I want to use this on the Kickman cabinet. These tubes over here, these are all marquee lights over here, all marquee lights. These are all 19-inch bezels. Back there against the wall, those are all 25-inch screen bezels. There's a bunch of those too, everywhere. So this is where I'm at so far. I'm still missing a couple flybacks, some Geo7 flybacks. I ordered 3 of those as well, so I'm waiting on those to come. These are all my cap kits. I got extra fuse holders, because you know damn well the old ones go bad and then it turns to crap. These are for SPY Hunter, I think. Yeah, I think these are for SPY Hunter. Still have to order them for Kickman. Oh, remember how before I was saying I have an extra set of ribbon cables? I found them. They were in the gym with all the other parts. So found the extra set of those, which I don't need now. I'll keep them. Never know when you could use them. I pretty much bought everything I think that I would need. I even bought some width coils for the K7000. You know, I just got everything I thought I need. I got a bunch of different size transistors here for the hots. You know, just tons of them. I've had quite a bit of these. I just bought some extra just so I had them, because you never know when something's going to go bad. So this is pretty much set up now to where it's going to be. I got zip ties. I just screwed these cups to the 2x4. I got, this is all thermal paste. These are just some drill bits and Phillips bits and stuff like that. This is actually a little socket set from Craftsman. It's got Phillips bits and little sockets in there, so I'm just leaving that in here. This is actually tape for fixing board ends. I've actually used that with pretty good success. I just have a bunch of, I bought these things at Harbor Freight for $4, that whole bundle of them for $4. It's nice to have little alligator clips with some wire. And before I had talked about these, I bought these at Harbor Freight. They were on sale for 18 bucks a spool for that solder, and it works good. So that's pretty much as far as that in here. Oh, this is not working correctly. This isolation transformer, I'm going to take it off of here. I actually ordered 2 new ones. I ordered a isolation transformer for 120 volts, and I ordered a 100 volt isolation transformer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 of them wired in, okay, and I'm going to put a connector like this going to the power, so that if I want to switch from, let's say I'm testing a Nintendo monitor on the bench here, I'll switch this plug over to the other one, and you know, I'll have a 100 volt isolation transformer. This switch right here is what turns it on and off. Okay, so when I turn this switch on, it powers the isolation transformer. This one, for some reason, I don't know if these leads are backwards. I did not put these leads on here. I got this like this, but this is reading 127.8 volts. There's no way I'm going to plug a monitor into 127 volts. I think that's a bit high. But anyways, so when I'm testing a 120 volt monitor like this G07, I'll be using the 120 volt isolation transformer. So it should work out pretty well. Got my little TV adjustment tools here, the plastic ones, which I don't use these too much. It just depends, you know. On the G07s with the old metal pots, you kind of have to, because you need a little flathead screwdriver to get in there. So these are the chips I took out of the, I desoldered off that board for Tapper. And we're just going to toss these because I'm not even messing with them. I bought a bunch of them. I think I bought 10 or 20 maybe. Where are they at? Just want to see. Okay, they're right here. Yeah, so these are all those chips right there. I must have bought 10. I don't know, maybe there's 20. I don't know how many are in there. It was 2 tubes of them that they sent me, so I don't remember how many I bought. These are a bunch of new Z80 chips in here. There's just quite a few of them. And then a couple of these timekeeper style batteries, which I use on my road burners. The motorcycle game uses those. In fact, I need to change one soon because one is acting up. I think I showed you guys all these Molex connectors and everything. So I have tons of stuff. So hopefully I should be good to go. Oh, you know what I ordered today, or over the weekend, which will be here today through Amazon, is a tester for transistors. So I've never had one before, but you put it in there and it'll tell you if it's good or bad. I'm just curious to see if it was on sale for like 40 bucks. Figured I'd get it and see if it actually worked. So basically I'm just about cleaned and organized down here. In here, I haven't finished this yet, but this is still a little bit of a mess in here. So this is like PCBs, and this is all artwork over here that are future projects. That's the wiring harness for Burger Time. I have a bootleg Burger Time PCB in here. I have the real PCB in that box. There is a scramble PCB. These 2 PCBs up here are, they're both repaired and working Carnival PCBs. I have 2 Carnival cabinets, but I'm only going to get one up and running. But I have 2 PCBs. I'm probably just going to hang on to the second one just in case. A bunch of these chips on here I ended up ordering extras, so I have them in case there's an issue. This whole box right here is all Robotron original boards. There's a Robotron harness down here and a Nibbler harness down here. There's also a Nibbler PCB somewhere. These are actually extra boards for, I don't know if these ones are for Wizard of War or Gorf. And then there's a whole nother pack of Gorf boards somewhere in here as well that I saw. I think this might be the Nibbler PCB, one of these two. But there's a Nibbler PCB in here, and I think there's a couple other ones in here as well. But I don't know what to do with this stuff yet. I'm really out of room. These are eventually going to go in games, so I mean, eventually it's going to get cleaned up. This is more flooring that I have out here. I actually have a couple more boxes at a warehouse I got to pick up, but these are going to go in this gym floor. So this carpet's going to go, and that's going to go in there. That's just, I think that's an extra metal plate because I have, oh wait, that's probably for Robotron because I took the other metal plates over to, over by the Stargate cabinet. And then we have this closet, which is, you know, I got a couple car parts in here. But all this stuff back here, all these bins and stuff back there are all arcade parts. There's even a 25-inch monitor in there, two 19-inch monitors in there, a couple monitor frames in there. So it's kind of hard to organize this. Still got a vacuum down here. But so basically this just kind of became a catch-all when last winter when I finally did the whole basement arcade and remodeled it all, and I kind of just threw everything over here because I just did not have enough time to finish it. So this is all going to get, the ceiling's getting ripped out. It's going to be the same ceiling as in the rest of it, all the wood grid ceiling, all the pine walls and everything like that. So it'll be pretty nice when it's done. So let's go over to Stargate real quick and just show you. I pretty much have all these parts out. Okay, so I have a brand new wiring harness. These are all the boards. I was missing one of these, and maybe Marco Pinball, I forget where I got it from, but I ordered one of these. This goes on the coin door so that you can get into your settings and stuff like that. They did, whoever reproduced this did an awesome job with it. So that's their wiring harness. We have the power supply, main board, ROM board. I guess this, I don't know if this is sound or I think this is control board for your controls. I have my power brick down there that needs to be gone through. I got a metal plate. I might be missing one metal plate actually that this goes on. I don't think I have the metal plate for this. I gotta see if I can maybe possibly find one. This, I redid this a long time ago, probably 2 years ago, this control panel. So it turned out awesome. It's an original control panel. If you look here, see all the extra holes that I filled in with wooden dowels, how nice that turned out. It even has the metal plate. Actually, this metal plate on here, I made this metal plate. It was missing the metal plate. I bought a piece of thin aluminum and made it to fit on here, so it worked out well. I think we printed this control panel overlay for this. And you guys saw me paint the cabinet. And I have the screen bezel and marquee right down here. So this is one of the next on the list to get done. I thought I had the marquee in here too. There it is. So here's the marquee. It's all wrapped up in plastic, but you can see it. I think Escape Pod did this in the glass. It's not glass, it's actually plexiglass, because at the time I don't think Phoenix Arcade was offering it, but they might be now. So it's too late. I already have it, it's fine. I'm totally okay with it. So basically that's gonna be one of the next things that I want to get finished up is Stargate. We still need to work on Sinistar. I gotta get Sinistar up and running. Once that's up and running, we just fixed Tapper. That can go back together. What What else is broken? Once Sinistar is done being evil, what else do I need to work on? Oh, other night we were playing golf. These racing games turn on with those golf games over there. This one's not powering on. Its computer itself monitor is powering on, but the computer's not. So I got to figure out what's going on with that. Other than that, I think that's about it right now as far as repairs go. I think I'm doing pretty good. I know that this red road burners cabinet, this one's going to need a new timekeeper battery RAM thingy. Maybe when I do that, I'll show you it. Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think off the top of my head there is. I think everything else is doing pretty good. So I'm just happy that I'm actually making headway and getting somewhere. I know that Asteroids Deluxe down there, that needs a little bit of work. I was having a problem with the chip, it unseated itself. I ended up pushing it in and it worked. So I have not messed with it. It keeps turning on and working, so I haven't screwed with it. So, all right, guys. Well, that's going to end this video. It's kind of like a big jumbled video of a bunch of different stuff. But let me know what you guys think about doing that conversion. And I'm happy that we got, let's go back over to Tapper real quick. I'm happy that we got Tapper up and running. That's good. It makes me feel good to get that back and not have that stupid thumping sound. Now it's been sitting for about 10 minutes or so. Let's just do a quick game. I'm not going to go crazy trying to get a great score or anything. I just want to listen for the thump. No thumping. Just wanted to make sure once it warmed up, it didn't start doing something crazy or stupid. I meant to move down. Oh, I forgot that PCB is loose. I'm over here. Cabinet's not level because it's sitting out on an angle on the floor. I'm over here. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. I don't need to short something out. So that's it, guys. I'm going to sit here now and put this back together, slide it back in place. I might look up the why it's not saving high scores. So basically it saves them until you turn the game off. When you turn it back on, it's not saving them. So I don't know if that is if the battery or something's bad on it, but I got to look into that and see. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Please make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Any questions or comments, I'd feel free. And I'll see you guys later. There'll be another video tomorrow on the Kickman.